Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video is another pregnancy update video. The same with the last one. I am very late in filming this, so I do apologise, and it's probably going to be a little bit of a quick fire, week by week, what's been happening, what my symptoms were, anything else that I feel like I need to update you guys on. I am in my nightie. It's a little piglet one from Primark. Filming this, I am currently 32 weeks pregnant. So I will actually just show you my bump, even though it's not relevant for this video, but I just feel like it might be nice to kind of show you how big it is at 32 weeks. So yeah. So without further ado, I'm just going to start with 26 weeks pregnant. That is crazy. In the last video I talked a little bit about how I had low iron, so I got started on iron tablets. So I sort of started taking these at 26 weeks. I also weighed myself for the first time since the start or before my pregnancy, and I have put on about 17 or 18 pounds ish. I've also put on here that I'm starting to get really bad reflux, obviously as the baby's running out of room on there. They're pressing down on my bladder, and I put being sick in the night and having to like sleep sometimes sitting up to help with the reflux as well. And I've put also that I'm very tired and been napping in the car on holiday, and I've been feeling very hot. We went on our little baby moon at 26 weeks to the Lake District, and we had a lovely holiday, albeit I couldn't walk very far. But we did have a lovely time at like Lake Windermere. We had a lovely little cottage as well, and it was just a really nice time to get away, and me and Matt spent like some nice time together. So that was really nice, but because of my reflux I found it hard to eat while we were away, and like because I was feeling sick, like we went out for a meal and I couldn't really eat very much because I just remember everything making me feel sick. So that was the 26 weeks, and I was very tired and struggling to walk, because I think every time I walk or stand up for too long, sometimes I get a lot of pain like down below as well, or pain in my back, which I keep mentioning, this lower back pain. And I don't know whether it's because my spine's a little bit curved, but the pressure on my back isn't good. Basically, I'm not sure if I took a bump pic or not at 26 weeks, but if I have, then I will pop that on the screen now so you can see what the bump looked like. But moving on to 27 weeks, I've put on here that I was getting little like spots on my boob, like around my nipple, and I went to squeeze one and colostrum came out. And that really shocked me, and I got a bit panicky because they say you shouldn't squeeze it before, I think it's something like 36 weeks, as it can induce labour. And I really panicked, and I was like, oh, I need to stop squeezing this spot. I just wasn't expecting it. I don't know whether because I was in the shower, because it was steamy, it like made it come out more, and obviously the pressure of like squeezing a spot obviously like stimulated it for the colostrum to come out, and it was literally like bright yellow liquid gold, and I just was not expecting that. So that was a fun little thing that happened at 27 weeks that I wasn't expecting at all. I've also put again that I was feeling very hot and very warm. Up until like these last couple of weeks in the pregnancy, I was feeling like freezing cold, but I've been feeling very hot. And I've also put that I've had a few headaches this week as well. At 27 weeks as well, we had a 4D scan. We went to window to the womb, and it was honestly just amazing, and so like oh, it's so emotional just to see the baby actually like moving in there and seeing like a real image, because obviously when you just have a normal like ultrasound, it's like black and white, the baby's like flat, if you know what I mean, like not 3D, so you can just see like the outline and stuff. But this one you actually get to see their face, and the baby was sucking their thumb, and it was just the most magical experience ever. So I would really recommend that if you're debating between getting a 4D scan or whether it's worth the money. It is 100% worth the money, especially if it's your first baby, just to see like the life inside of you and that they're like a fully formed human, and to see their face and what they'll look like. It was just honestly the most magical thing ever. So I highly recommend going for that. And I have got an anterior placenta, and I think between like 27-28 weeks is optimum if you have an anterior placenta, because if not, after that point the baby kind of runs out of room and they squish into your placenta, so you can't always get like a good image. So yeah, if you've got an anterior placenta, go at 27 weeks like I did, and you'll get good photos and a good video. Moving on to 28 weeks, I have put that my boobs were sore again and leaking through my PJ top. So waking up in the morning and there being like a little bit of leakage. But I had one headache this week, and I had my 28-week midwife appointment, which is the first one where they measured the fundal height. So the height of your bump from the top here all the way down to your pubic bone. They didn't actually tell me what that measurement is, nor is it written on my notes anywhere. They plot it on a graph on their like computer, but I don't have access to that. But I'm pretty sure she said it was in either like the 70th percentile, I think. And my blood pressure was 90/58. Fetal heart rate was 140, and she did put on my notes that I was asymptomatic of a UTI. I did have a UTI at 22 weeks, but I've not had one since. But obviously she didn't give me antibiotics or anything, because I wasn't showing any other symptoms, apart from there was obviously something that showed up in my like wee that she tested. But apart from that, they didn't really go through much at the 28-week appointment. It was a fairly quick one. Yeah, so you get to listen to that baby's heartbeat, but we didn't really discuss anything, and I didn't really have anything else to discuss either. She took my bloods again. So yeah, and I think the results came back from that there were no antibodies present, because normally at 28 weeks, if I'm rhesus negative, so you'd have to have an anti-D injection if your baby's rhesus positive, but our baby's rhesus negative as well, so I didn't have to have the injection, thankfully. And they test your blood just to see if there's any antibodies showing, and if there is, then obviously that's a bad sign, and you have to go and have the injection. At 29 weeks, I've only written 2 things, so it's a fairly quick one, but I put I had a few small spots on my face, and this week I did have to go to the hospital for reduced movements, and that was one of the most stressful and scary days / afternoons ever. I didn't really know what to do because it had not happened before. And yeah, I was away in Centre Parks on my best friend's hen do, and I'd not felt the baby move since like mid-afternoon on Saturday. Sorry, the lighting has just changed. I'm using natural lighting today, and I think the sun's just like gone down and you can just tell the colour difference straight away. So I do apologise about that. But I'd not felt the baby move since we went swimming, which was on the Saturday afternoon. And then it got to about 11 o'clock on the Sunday and I still not felt them move. I thought I would, like, I was a little bit concerned on the Saturday, but I thought like maybe the pool was like rocking the baby to sleep. The only thing that concerned me was the pool was really warm. And then like Saturday night I was like, oh, I'll probably feel them when I go to bed. Went to bed, didn't really feel them move. But again, I just put it down to like being absolutely exhausted and you know, being busy with everything at Centre Parks and doing a lot of walking. So I thought I was just tired and stuff. And then Sunday morning I still hadn't felt the move, and I was getting like quite concerned at this point. But again, I was like, I'll just see how I go over the next few hours. But we went out for breakfast, came back, and then I was like, this isn't right. So I had a little lay down on like my left side, my right side, had a fizzy drink. I was trying to like poke my tummy and just wasn't getting any response. So I called like my mum and Matt, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I was like, right, I'm just gonna call like the triage line. So I called them, and they gave me the number for the hospital, or the midwife assessment unit, and they went through like a little phone assessment. They were like, yeah, you probably be better off to come in and we can check you over. And then when we got there, they couldn't find the heartbeat to start with, and it was honestly like the longest minute of my life, because everything like in your head, you just get the worst thoughts. Then when I had the heartbeat, they finally found it, and I couldn't, like, just the emotions, and like started crying and stuff, and it's just really scary. So but everything's okay, thankfully. So yeah, and then they did start moving when they were on the monitor, which is like typical, but at least I knew they were safe and everything like that. So and they were really like nice and stuff when I went in. So that was a scary experience. I haven't logged anything else for 29 weeks. So I'll move on to 30 weeks, and I've had to sleep sitting up due to reflux, and that I can clearly see baby moving on my stomach, like a little point comes out, so like you can see a little point and it moves across your belly, and it's such a weird feeling. But they started to kick a lot in the ribs, and yeah, more like less big kicks and more like moving around like this, and big wave movements is what I can sort of describe it as, like them turning their body, or you can feel their limbs and stuff at 30 weeks. And that's all I put for 30 weeks as well. And at 30 weeks, or this is between 28 weeks and 31 weeks, the baby is the size of a puppy, which is, they've put between 38 and 42 centimeters in length, between 1.15 kilograms to 1.7 kilograms, which is about 3.5 pounds, I think, sort of in the middle of that. So yeah, 3.5 pound baby at like 30 weeks, which they're getting big. Obviously this app's not to say that my baby is that size, it's just a general thing, isn't it? But it's really exciting to see that they are the size of a puppy. If you look at, they also have a fruit, which is, they put winter squash, which is a pumpkin. So yeah, I also took a belly shot at 30 weeks as well, so I will pop all of them on the screen right now just so you can see. What I will also do is put the comparison between 20 weeks and 30 weeks on the screen, just so you can see how much my belly has like grown in difference in the last 10 weeks. And I can really feel my belly stretching now, and I literally smother it in bio oil morning and night. So, and I haven't got any stretch marks so far. If I get any, then I get them, but hopefully I won't, and we'll just have to see. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching my 26 to 30 weeks pregnancy update video. Please let me know in the comments if you were kind of similar at this stage of pregnancy as well, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to follow along in my pregnancy journey as well. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
I've been dreaming all night, bringing me some inspiration. Never meant to love no one, but baby, I saw you for a second and I'm happy that you came my way. Don't wanna waste no time without you ever.